how do we come up with the name Lébo, that actually was my dad, who's Dr. Lebouitz, and I were at a conference together, and this was before we kind of fully started everything, and we were trying to think of a name, and my dad is the one that said Lébo, and I said, kind of like that, and he said, well, the reason would be his mother, which would be my grandma Lebouitz, when she met my grandfather, she told everybody that Lebouitz was French, and it was Lebouitz. So we came up with Lébo Skin Care Center.
So we have been in business for 25 years now, and we just wanted to stay relevant. We brought on a spa a little over a year ago and now offering spa services, and we've heard from a lot of people, we didn't even know that you did the spa. So we did a focus group, and we've been talking to a lot of people, young and old, and we did some brainstorming together and decided to come up with Lébo Aesthetics and Spa. So everyone knows what we do. We do everything in the aesthetic world, on the medical aspect of things, and we also then have our spa where we do the pampering, luxurious type procedures. So we just thought it was fitting, and with it being our 25 years, we were ready for a
Freshen up.
makeover. Yeah, freshen up, a little makeover.
So when I was in school at Von Lee, studying to be an esthetician, I had just about finished when I met you. Mm-hmm. And at the time, our boyfriends were cousins, so that's how we met each other. Crazy world. She had a great sales job at the York newspaper company, and just was kind of really interested in what am I doing and why am I doing it. And when I started telling her what my dad's and my plan kind of was, she was like, you know, I'd love to do this with you. And we didn't know whether it would take off. It seemed kind of risky. We were a little bit nervous, and
yeah.
I don't know. We just kind of, our personalities are different, but we really complemented each other, and we just knew that it would, I don't know, it just really fit well.
Yeah, it did. I mean, she had, of course, the background of the dermatology, with her dad being the dermatologist and knowing a lot of the skin conditions, and, you know, and for me, it was personal for me because I had terrible skin. I actually went to her dad. I had really bad acne, and so I was super intrigued about this whole aspect of business. And her dad's part in it was he said, girls, there's nothing like this.
Yeah, there was nothing at the time.
In the time. Mm-hmm. We were the first ones to bring medical aesthetics into York, and so it was super cool. I mean, we were trying a new adventure. Both of us were really invested in skincare, and
we really had to learn as we went, because we didn't have anybody to like really follow.
No, we really didn't. We didn't have a mentor. We kind of, you know, I mean, we've been through a ton of classes and schooling and trainings and everything to learn all about the different products and procedures and peels and lasers and everything. So we really did, you know, we learned and grew up as we were doing this. And
yeah, and I don't think we could have ever planned or thought that we would be where we are 25 years from then.
No.
You know, I think that the industry just has grown so much, and equipment and technology, and, you know, who would have ever thought we'd be freezing fat?
Yes,
and, you know, I mean, we started off with permanent makeup and laser hair removal. Those were like, and
staple procedures.
Yeah, like just staple
chemical
things.
peels.
Right.
Yeah.
So I think that it's great because we never get bored. It's constantly new things. And it just keeps it's fun. Mm-hmm. It's really fun.
Keeps everything fresh. Mm-hmm. And, you know, like I said, we study a lot, so we learn, and now we have the opportunities to go visit other med spas that are, you know, in California, in New York, around the country, that we can learn from them.
We can learn from each other.
It's
nice to have
it's kind of a give and take.
We've had.
So it's been great.
Yeah.
really literally being a women-owned business, two of us, and now being in business for 25 years, that's a milestone. Like, that's a huge milestone. We learned from each other. We did a ton of studying, and and it's not just the procedures, it's how to have employees and how to grow the business. We have 2 offices. So 5 years after we opened the York office, we opened the Hanover location. So, figuring out how to run both locations simultaneously and, have the staffing and the services and everything. As far as a milestone, I mean, every year was a milestone for us, because it was, it's just so exciting. I mean, we're like, woo, we're now 5 years in business. We're now 10 years in business, and each year becomes more and more gratifying and exciting. I mean,
right. I think we've won a lot of awards through the years. We've been #1 in York and Hanover, for years now. We've
had a lot of accomplishments, which is makes us
we've been in their top,
very proud. Yes.
1%.
Top 1% in the country, which when you think about it, again, starting from just 2 young ladies to where we've, gotten to at this point. I mean, it's really crazy. Allergan is a multi-billion-dollar company. They're the makers of Botox and Juvederm and such, cool sculpting. So for us being in Little York and Little Hanover, being in the top 1% of the country, it's huge for us. And we're grateful and we're thankful. We love our employees, all of our patients. We're so thankful to have the relationship that we have with them as well. So all of those things, I think, are milestones and accomplishments for us, for sure.
When we first started, Botox, I don't even know if Botox existed. It existed, but it wasn't quite used for cosmetic yet.
Not for cosmetic.
It was, and everybody was afraid of it.
Yeah.
And
because it was labeled, this
botulism. I know.
Toxin and blah, 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 where it turns out it's a purified protein.
Right.
It's not anywhere.
And they use it in so many different ways, and to watch how many ways they use it.
Oh my gosh.
And to see how small amount is used in cosmetic versus in many other ways, it's crazy. So that's one way. Definitely different devices that do different things. I know earlier we said about who would have ever thought we'd be freezing fat.
Yeah, right.
That's kind of, crazy. We've learned in 2 different ways. One way is you don't just jump on the bandwagon, because sometimes what's new doesn't mean that it's great. It can say it's great, but you can also, if you wait it out a little bit, sometimes there's downsides to it. So we learned that the hard way years ago. So we're a lot more patient with, picking up on something. But then it keeps us educating and growing as a business. And we really like to bring on new things that perform well and perform well for the patient, and give good outcomes.
It's a lot of education. I mean, we do a lot of trainings, a lot.
Webinars. Oh my gosh, everything's on webinars.
Webinars.
I watch webinars.
Now it's
every
a
night.
lot webinars. And the other thing is that we are super fortunate not only to have a lot of training, but we also have a trainer on staff that is a national trainer. She trains all around the country for Botox and cosmetic filler and some other procedures. So it's super cool that we have that opportunity, that greatness, right here with us. So she's a wealth of knowledge and helps with the rest of the staff, and it's really cool. We have great interactions with other med spas that we talk with them. We there's also a group on Facebook that we are a part of, several groups, but one that's awesome. I mean, you can run ideas by the other one. So we really, really do work hard to stay on top of everything as much as we possibly can.
Definitely.
With how things change so quickly. Yeah, I mean, we've had a lot of challenges through the years. Of course, again, starting out with just it being the 2 of us, and our main focus was aesthetics. So when we started growing a little bit, we took turns. Like Hillary would answer the phone and schedule patients while I was seeing patients, and then vice versa. But then when we started to grow and grow, we then had to hire an employee. Well, neither one of us knew anything about hiring employees. And, so we've learned so much as far as, and then, growing again into a second location. Those were growing pains, trying to figure out how to keep everything equal. And, our Hanover location isn't far from York, but it is a whole different mentality. They think York is the big city. So, you do really have to adapt to the patient's needs and all of that. Of course, along with everyone else, COVID was a huge situation to overcome. We worked really hard. We literally had patients like begging to sneak them in the back door just to get their Botox on. It was hilarious. But we worked really hard to try to still be able to help patients out with products, and we sold things on our website, and we did videos all the time talking to them about their skincare routines and how important it was for them to continue to be able to take care of their skin even though they couldn't come in for procedures. So we learned so much through that process, and those are things you don't plan for. Those are things you can't plan for. So I think overcoming the obstacles of growing pains and COVID and like Hillary said earlier, our personalities are very different. So being able to learn how to adjust to one another as business owners and be able to communicate and stay on the same page with things, I think that is really you overcome that too. So anything that
No, I agree on all that.
Yeah.
I would definitely say our expertise. Everybody that works for us has a lot of expertise, a lot of experience, a lot of education. Everybody's hardworking. Everybody's a team player. I think, and everybody wants to learn. We keep talking about education and how important that is. That is really important. We learn from each other. We're so lucky to have so many different providers, from RNs to nurse practitioners to physicians to estheticians to spa estheticians. We're all bouncing ideas off of each other and learning from each other. And I definitely think that sets us apart tremendously.
I would also say having Dr. Lebouitz
100%.
as our medical director and our on-site physician, that has been really priceless. He
100%.
has, how many years has he been in dermatology now? 50.
55.
At least 55 years. A ton of experience. And what's so cool is that if we have a patient that comes in, and there's something that they're questioning or they want, what is this? And we don't know. The absolute best thing is that we can get Dr. Lebouitz and he can help us out right away. So that's been a huge thing that sets us apart, because we have he's a gold mine. And he's like a wealth of knowledge. He knows everything about anything. So
wonderful.
It's been super helpful to be able to have him. And I think that really sets us apart, because 100%. It's not every place that you go, they don't have their medical director.
Right. So if somebody has a problem or anything, you've got him there to support us. So that's been wonderful.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that we pride ourselves on is having a ton of staff training, whether it be from the front desk girls, the girls that answer the phone, to the back office staff, to the providers. We have a staff meeting, it's 2.5 hours long, and everybody comes from both locations, and it's like a huge brainstorming session and training session. We learn a lot, we teach a lot, we have different reps that come in, different resources, like Hillary said earlier, that we can use, that we really want our staff to have the latest and the greatest as far as the information and the knowledge and how they can utilize that with their treatments or with the patients. Because, if we don't do that, we're not going to stay on top of our game. And that's super important. I think, with being in this business for 25 years, we know how things can change and what happens when they change. And for us, we stay on top of things, and we stay on top of our employees to make sure that they're always in the know about everything and they're up to date on everything. And I think we do a pretty good job of it. I think our employees are wonderful. They're a team. We communicate well. From, like I said, the person that answers the phone to the actual provider that does your procedure to everybody in between. We just really make sure everybody's on the same page and that we work together as a team.
So I can think of a couple different stories. One particular one is laser hair removal. When we first started with laser, I remember just thinking it's just for like hair removal. It's not, I don't know.
Cosmetic.
Yeah, like a lip here and there, bikini, things like that.
Or pure convenience,
Right.
right?
And then I had a woman come in and she had a full face, almost like a beard of hair. And she had polycystic ovarian syndrome. And, really talked about how it affected her, not only hair on the face, but she had hair on her chest, she had hair on her arms, hair on her stomach. And, being able to, she used to have to shave twice a day, every day, just to prevent herself from having a 5 o'clock shadow. And to be able to do laser hair removal, and now she only has to come in, once every 8 weeks or 12 weeks. And does not do anything in between. It was life-changing to see how she held her head up high from her, the first appointment where she was kind of a little bit more embarrassed to the end where she came in and just dressed more confident and walked in more confident. That was when I realized how rewarding our job was.
Yes.
And, from tattoo removals where, they can't get in the military, or maybe they were in a gang at one point and they're not in that anymore and they want to change their life. Like, I could go on and on about different stories where it can be cosmetic, but there's so much that's not cosmetic and it's life-changing. So it's definitely rewarding.
Super. I think the next chapter for us is just continuing to grow and to continue to be at the cutting edge of everything, and making sure that we're delivering what our patients are asking for and what is needed to get them to where they want to be. Again, we just brought our spa aspect on about a year and a half ago. And that's super exciting. We have a lot of interest in being able to grow that side of things and just be all encompassing. It's really nice to be able to come to one place and be able to have everything done, right? You want to have a massage, you want to do a facial, you want to get your Botox, you want to do this. So that is really our main goal. We really want to be able to accommodate and help anyone, that needs us, whether it's from the smallest thing, they just need a moisturizer for their hands or their face, to, having full face treatments done of, filler and peels and lasers. So I think that's really where we want to continue to be and grow. And our goals are just to continue to offer the best services with the best people and just to continue to make our patients happy.
I can definitely say 100,000% is Heather and I both have an extreme work ethic. That's what's carried us through. We work very hard. We work very well. And you know, our team is the same way. We have a lot of hard working employees as well that want to work as a team. And you know, I think that that really has carried us through to success because we just keep on. We have a drive. It's an internal drive that just keeps us really going.
Yeah. And communication, I mean, definitely being able to communicate with each other and the staff and, you know, our patients is huge. And I think really for us, Hillary and I say this a lot, is that we can go to sleep at night and know that we're doing the right things. Like our heart is to help people. And that's really ultimately, it gives me chills just saying that, because it really is how we are as people and how we run this business. And I think that sets us apart. You know, we can't make miracles happen, but we're going to do what we can and be honest about it and make you feel good and comfortable. And that's huge. I mean, to have somebody come in, like Hillary was talking about earlier, that was embarrassed to even show their face or embarrassed to be in public, to now being like, oh, here I am, you know, that's like huge. That's like something in our hearts. We're like, we did it. We're doing it. So I think that's a huge part. Well, there's going to be lots of new and exciting things. We are bringing on some new services to our medical side of things, the aesthetic side of things. We're also growing our spa services. You're going to see a new, fresh look and feel of Lébo, and everyone's excited. So you're going to feel the excitement when you come in, when you see our advertising. It's really going to be a nice, fresh, fun, exciting start for us.
Yeah, I can't wait. It's gonna be great.
Yes, you're definitely not going to want to miss it. You're going to want to come and see us. Our spa is going to be beautiful. The services are going to be amazing. And on the med spa end of things, the medical aesthetic side
Cool
of things
coming.
Oh my gosh, super cool things coming. Like you're gonna not want to miss this. So thank you all for the 25 years, wonderful years that we've had. And I know we
Wait for the next 25.
Yeah, definitely are looking forward to the next 25. And we're super excited to share with you our new adventure and our new change with Lébo Aesthetics and Spa.